Okay, let me set this up for everybody. So, JC the other day on Twitter went through a mock draft of what he would like the Bucs to do in this year's upcoming draft, and I thought after this game, when the big complaints were, there's some depth issues at offensive line, this team can't get after the quarterback, this team doesn't have anyone who can catch the ball out of the backfield. I thought maybe it would be a good time for JC to go through this mock draft for everybody. So, JC, I will hand it over to you. You have your mock draft in front of you. Go ahead.
So just to let the listeners know, this was last week's order. So obviously it might be switched, but we're still going to go for it. Round 1, pick 25 for the Buccaneers. I selected Liam Eichenberg, offensive tackle, Notre Dame, 6'6", 305 pounds, who would replace Donovan Smith at left tackle. Donovan Smith has been very up and down, never has been consistent, and I just think he needs to be replaced with just a strong replacement. This guy would be a plug and play left tackle. Anything you want to comment on
Well,
that, or should I keep going here?
no, I do want to make one mention here, and I think it's a great place to start with this team as offensive line, because even take last night's game out of it, this has been a conversation all year that we've had, is that they made a great pick in Tristan Wirfs. That looks like a home run for them, what they got in Tristan Wirfs. They still have extra holes to fill around that, and if they want to be successful listen, we all love the TB12 and we all love the mentality, but Tom Brady, if he's going to get hit every week like he's been getting hit and getting pressured, this isn't going to work. You have to start there. You have to protect Tom Brady. So I love going there first.
Round 2, pick 57 for the Bucs. I selected Quincy Roche, edge from the U, 6'4", 235. Similar kind of build to a Shaq Barrett. He explodes off the line of scrimmage, has ability to win inside and outside. He just needs more discipline and focus in his life. Plays much bigger than his listed playing weight. So he's one of those guys that's strong, man. He's a strong kid. That 235, and this NFL right now is evolving towards these speedy guys, but that have strength. So that would be kind of like a Shaq Barrett replacement if we wanted to go that way with the cap.
And doesn't that directly go back to the point that we just made of that this Tampa Bay team struggles with their ability to keep up tempo-wise? You bring in a guy who has that, he's going in the way that the NFL is going with these more speedier, athletic guys that can get after the quarterback. It fits exactly the way the NFL is going. It's exactly the trend that Tampa needs to kind of steer into on that part of the ball. 2 for 2 so far, JC. I'm on board with this.
So we get to round 3, pick 88 for the Bucs. I select Jalen Phillips, edge, the University of Miami, also former UCLA, who, that's my college team. He's 6'5", 258. This guy is God-gifted talent, okay? This guy is amazing when it comes to the physique, size. He is literally the guy you want as an edge rusher. The problem with him at UCLA and at Miami, he loves music. He loves music. He doesn't know what he wants to do with his career. If this guy plugs himself into football full time, the potential is endless. And he's having a great season for the U. I mean, I have down here for my analysis, he's a natural, God-gifted physical ability, was one of the top recruits in the nation coming out of high school. He could be the best pure pass rusher in this draft, but does he love the game? Does he love the game? And that's the question for him. Because if he loves the game, he's a first-round pick. If he doesn't love the game, then you have these red flags that come in, and some lucky team gets to draft him and try to motivate him. But this guy, if the Bucs had a chance at this guy in the first round, because after interviews and stuff, I would pull it. I would get this guy in the first round. He's that good.
You have doubled down here in the middle rounds with the pass rush. Clearly feels like it's a priority for you. Okay, so if I'm keeping track here, you've got offensive linemen and you've gotten pass rush. Where are you going now? Because there are other needs that we've discussed on this show.
My next pick is he's a safety, and I'm going to need everyone's patience for me to pronounce this name.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to go for it, though. It's round 4, pick 126. He's a Florida State kid, Hamza Naziruddin.
I don't even know if you pronounced it right, but I'm going to give you an A+ for the effort. So go ahead and break this pick down for me.
I know French. I know some Spanish. So he's a safety at Florida State, 6'4", 215. The kid's good. He's a natural, and he's physically gifted. Buccaneers are good at safety right now, but you could always look for upgrades. He tore his ACL in 2019. Would be a great blitzer in Todd Bowles' scheme. That was my analysis on him. He's one of those all-natural guys. You plug him in. They get reps. They make plays. He's a game changer.
Okay, so that's 4 rounds. You haven't thrown a running back out there. I don't know if a running back will make your final
Oh, it
mock
will.
draft. Okay, that's what I figured. Is we're 4
The
rounds
the
in.
problem is the running back that I picked is now no longer a day 3 guy. He might be a day 1, day 2 guy now. But we'll get there.
So you got him in round 5 or round 6, and now you think he's going to be moving up the
I
board. All
got him
right,
in round 7
you
on
got him
the
in round
TDN mock
7.
draft machine, but he had a performance over the weekend.
Okay, go ahead, continue. Pick 5.
Pick 5, pick 165. I have Corey Durden, inside defensive line. 6'5", 315 guy. Needs to really focus on his body and hitting the weight room. Needs focus and dedication to the craft. Would be a good guy to develop behind Sue and Villa. I mean, we need Vita Vea back really bad.
Doesn't
We need a
every
young
week
guy. We need
reinforce
depth
that?
that's young. We have a guy from Nebraska right now. Paige probably knows more about him than I do, but Khalil Davis. But, also depth is great, right? And then we get to, unless you have some analysis, we get to
Well,
my
I want to just add that every week reinforces how bad that Vita Vea injury is for this defense, right? I think you feel the impact watching this team, and I think this pick screams, let's get some depth for this position. Let's get the ability. So if we do have a situation where a guy has an injury and he's going to miss a week or two, or in Vita Vea's case, a longer injury, we have talent that we believe in this room that can help get it done. Never against depth picks, JC. Never
and
against them.
just a quick recap. If you guys aren't paying attention out there, our first round pick was from Notre Dame. Our second round pick was from the U. Our third round pick was from the U. Our fourth round pick was from Florida State. Our fifth round pick was from Florida State. Now round 6, right? This is I took a quarterback here, and we don't need a quarterback because we
Excuse
have
me?
Josh Rosen.
You
In
did
my
what
mind,
now?
I'm happy with Josh Rosen. I just haven't got the report card on how he's doing. You know what I mean? I love the kid. I love to hear from him. Love to have him on the podcast. We can make that possible. But my round 6 pick 212 here is Dorian Thompson Robinson,
Oh my
quarterback,
God.
UCLA, 6'1", 200 pounds. Analysis: dual threat quarterback, can throw and run with equal ability. Confident gunslinger, better thrower than Lamar Jackson by light years. DTR has a bright future. I will say, when I said better thrower than Lamar Jackson, I was speaking the truth, but I'm also somewhat pissed off at Lamar because he ruined my fantasy leagues.
So first of all, I want to make it clear this is the definition of a homer pick. Like this
Oh,
is this is
no one does like this guy Michael Kist on Twitter. He has a podcast with Ben Solak, who works at TDN. He says when you homer, no one homers like you, and it's true, baby.
no, you have homered a position that you don't need from a school that you're a fan of.
Listen, what I'm doing is
this
I'm
checks
just
every
trying to get
box.
this guy some spotlight. I want this kid to get drafted. I believe in the kid.
And you take a shot at Lamar Jackson along the way. Okay, this pick checked every box. All right, you got one more
Chaos
for
is
us?
a ladder, Chris. Chaos is a ladder.
And you're climbing it, buddy. You got one more for us?
No, I got 2 more for you.
2 more, go ahead.
All right, round 7, pick 246. Selection: Demetric Felton, running back, UCLA, 5'10", 185. Analysis: X factor on offense, can play running back or wide receiver, breakaway speed in the open, shifty, and just needs the right offensive mind. BA would be a perfect fit for him. And that one is not homer. That's real. Go look at his stats over the weekend, Chris. Pull them up. Pull them up. I want you.
No.
You to pull up the UCLA box score. Tell me how many yards he had.
You want one game. Well, you want me to be like,
No.
game, he's great?
Yeah, I want to hear his box score from this past weekend against Oregon. I just want to hear.
All right, let me work on pulling it up. But in the meantime, I don't know how you can say that this
In
isn't.
the meantime, I'll go with pick number.
But how is this not another homer pick? You picked back-to-back UCLA guys in the later rounds. This is why.
Listen, just get the numbers out.
I'm looking it up for you. Don't worry.
Round 7, pick 253. Selection: Austin Watkins, wide receiver, UAB, 6'3", 205. Averaged 19.2 yards per reception on 57 catches in 2019. Excellent ball skills and is a smooth route runner. He's an alpha wide receiver and wins contested situations. He would just be, a nice depth piece at wide receiver. Now let's hear the box score for my guy Demetric Felton.
34 carries, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns in a loss to Oregon.
Now let's hear about what about the receptions
that they lost to Oregon. His receptions, he had 2 catches for 6 yards. That really boosted.
How about
stats.
return yards?
Now you're asking for way too much. Now I got to scroll down. Kick returns, he had 5 kick returns for 105 yards.
How's that?
I'm just saying you're being a homer. You went UCLA back-to-back picks. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying you particularly mocking him to your team. That's being a homer. There's nothing wrong with that.
We don't
but you
need.
just
All
have
right,
to
we
admit
don't.
it.
The DTR pick the Buccaneers don't need, but I'm just trying to get the kid some love because he should be drafted.
Okay, you can give him love. I'm okay with that. I just want you to just be open and admit that you're being a homer because you're mocking him to your own team from the school that you root for. There's nothing wrong with
Okay,
that.
the DTR pick was a homer pick, but the Demetri Felton pick was not. He's an
All right.
Alvin Kamara type.
I'll take. All right, I'm just going to ignore the Alvin Kamara comp that you just attempted to make. I will take the middle ground on you admitting that the DTR pick was a homer pick.